Hmm. Okay. Whew. Hello, everybody. It is Friday, and we are going to do some Vintage Cube. Vintage Cube has been brought back for a couple weeks here, which, if we weren't doing Vintage Cube was a kind of last minute decision. They added it back on for something to do for the next couple weeks. It's unchanged from what it was in December. But the main thing, the thing about it was that it pushed back like an invasion draft, which is what we'll be doing in early April. But for now, it's Vintage Cube time. Hello, Nick Thumbround, Miss Hunted, Noper Q. Yeah. So that's not now. Now is Vintage Cube time. Dagviller, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it a lot. We're gonna jump all in here. Yep, we want cube. A lot of people in this cube. It is super active. So, this will be starting right away. Let's see where we go. Subasa, thank you for the sub as well. Very easy pick number one. Let's see what else is in here. What do we like? So, pick one box is a super easy pick, especially when it's one of the better boxes. Um, what else? I like Garrick a lot. I don't know, honestly, like Underground Sea, Fetch. I'd be fine with those. Black Mox tends to be the second one. No, there's a number of things that white can do that are not like unplayable in this. Like white aggression can be pretty good at like beating down under some of the quicker decks. They have a lot of these hate bears that are pretty powerful. Um, there are no changes to the cube. Zero, zip, nada, nothing. It is the exact same cube that it was 3 months ago. They just put it back up because high mana drain. That's I think I want mana drain. Now I'm gonna want some outlets for mana drain. What else in here? We got some big ones in Iona, Blightsteel. We got some more Storm payoffy things. Mox Diamond is pretty cool, especially you go with the Mox Jet. Collective Brutality is strong in this format. Strong in a lot of formats. Council's Judgment is one of the best white cards in the as far as removal goes. It can get around hexproof, anything like that. Yeah, Mox Diamond with balance, huh? I kind of like the idea of picking into mana drain and Mox Diamond's the one that discards lands. All right. Chase Friend's Prodigy, Entomb, Narset, Ancestral Visions. Okay. Where do we want to go from this? There's a lot of blue options. A lot of strong blue options. I think Narset is like one hell of a beating in this. Narset has the Leovold text, which gets very, very busted very quickly in this format. A lot of things we might be able to pick up and pick up some wheels to go with it. Turns off looters unless they're on off turns. The other cards in here I like are Entomb, Ancestral Visions, Jace Vryn's Prodigy, Scalding Tarn, and Nicol Bolas. And I guess Coercive Portal and Revelation. So I'm going to go with Narset in here. That gives us a pretty strong blue base. Okay, so there's some reanimation side of things we could pick up. We saw the Entomb in the last pack, reanimate here. which was a powerful set of options, especially because we've seen some like good things to go with that. Iona, Ashen Rider, I think one other. Turtle Gearhulk is always cool. I like Inquisition or Kozilek a lot if we actually are blue-black. That Mox could just be a black Mox and a blue deck, though. Gideon is one of the most powerful white planeswalkers by a mile. I think I like the Inquisition. I'm gonna try to see if the black is real. Counterspell proper. That's just worse than my Mana Drain. Come on. Shrinkmaw and Liliana. There's also a Gideon. Like, and again, these are the kinds of cards that white tends to work with here in the aggressive side. Gideon Ally of Zendikar is one of their best cards as well. I see Shriekmaw, I see Liliana. I love Shriekmaw. You know how much I love Shriekmaw. I don't like Liliana the Veil unless we have interaction to go with it. I think Liliana the Veil is a fairly okay card. Unless you have like either something you want in the graveyard or something. Okay, Darkslick Shores and Elspeth hanging out here. I'm probably just gonna pick the Shores. Ultimate Price is nice, but replaceable. Darkslick Shores is not as replaceable, especially as we've already seen Underground Sea going around, and that would be 3 picks from now. But yeah, I like Liliana, but like I want Liliana to have like a Bloodghast or a flashback spell or some sort of graveyard interaction, like a reanimate, for me to like really want it. Vindicate's sweet if we had picked Elspeth. Elspeth would be pretty high up here if we had picked up Gideon. Because she needs that or a way to draw extra cards, yes. Alright, here we've got, again, Strong White, Hero's Downfall. I need a quick... Okay. Concealed Courtyard, Ravages, and Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is pretty dang cool in this format. So one of the things about Vintage Cube that's just a truth of Vintage Cube is that artifacts are a main line in every deck. Everybody's playing powerful artifacts. Yeah, Concealed Courtyard ain't bad either if we end up with some sort of combo we want to go there. Caracas, wow, that's late red there with Figure End, Chain Lightning, Kitesail Free Booter. If we want more interaction, that would be our first creature. Caracas is just a pick. This is what red just looks like. Yeah, we don't have a plan for the deck. It's just a bunch of cards that work well together. Grab this freebooter. Keep on this. Garrick tabling is huge. That's way... Also, like, you know, the Sun Titan is pretty big too, but Garrick tabling is unexpected. Inkwell Leviathan could be quite pickable as a way to spend our mana drain mana. We do want to have one of those in the deck somewhere. Ink Eyes we can kind of use. Maybe it is that Inkwell Leviathan. I'm gonna go... Yeah, let's try that. Tassiger, you're gonna be fine if we have a lot of these cheap pieces. You'll give us something to do. Liliana's Triumph, Nicol Bolas. We're not gonna be... Triple Black might be hard to pull off for that. Be funny. Sure, nothing I really care about in here. Firebolt. Terminate. Okay, if we can get some fixing, this might look a little better. Put these off to the side for the Mo. But like if red fixing can exist and we actually can have terminate, that'd be alright. So we did not see the Scalding Tarn back. We did not see the ooh, Arachnos Signet. I like that a lot. Urza's quite good too. We don't have a lot to use Urza in. So I see, and then Repeal's below the cut, which is a playable card, but yeah, Arachnos Signet does give us that red fixing. That's 8 mana Ugin, a little expensive. Again, that could be a mana drain out. Urza and Top are both going to be strong cards. Massacre Worm is also a pretty nice one. Urza does have that problem where like Urza can be very good or just not very useful at all. I've had that happen a number of times where I've tried to build around Urza and it just didn't work. I'm gonna try the Signet because even if we're not in red, the Signet's gonna be really nice. It's not helpful for casting our counter spells, but I think that we do want to be able to in the abstract, have more mana available to us. Rectus Return, Gataxian Probe, FTK, Trop Alaneus. So Dreadhorde Arcanist, when it attacks, it flashbacks a spell of cost equal to or less than its power, and its power is 1. We only have 2 spells that can flashback at the mo, and one of them is bad. It'd be better if we had things like Git Probe. Tropical Island is Forest Island. That is both. Hangerback, huh? Actually, I could see that. Just give us something. Like, again, it gives me something to do with the mana drain mana, but at the same time, it's also a threat that we can put down that is hard to answer and works well with, like, the boxes. I don't like anything else in here. You know, FDK is cool. I just don't know how red we are. Walkie Bee. Strip Mine proper. Trinket Mage grabs a Mox. Actually, Trinket Mage grabs a Mox and a Hangerback right now. That is kind of cool. Bargain's obviously Bargain. That's a strong card. I don't know. I'm kind of liking the Trinket Mage in here because of what it has to tutor. Having Mox Jet and Hangerback already, and then like it's likely we'll end up with something else that it can grab by the end here. Those are some strong abilities. Dark Petition is one of the best cards in the LED style Storm decks. You cast it, like, it's very, very good for those decks because it, like, effectively pays back mana. Especially, or if you have things like Baral to make that cheaper. Gruul Signet, not as huge. Spirebluff Canal. Can we get a tap Spirebluff Canal in here? Yeah, Yogg's Will. Yogg's Will looks like it'd be wouldn't be great. Dig would be pretty good in here. Dig, like, we already have Tassiger as far as like the delve goes, so it's a little bit of an annoyance there. I kind of like the idea of actually having a little bit of fixing for our Bolus, and then again, if we can get a little bit further in, maybe I can actually play this Terminate. I don't think Firebolt's like a card I want to splash for, but it's an option. Let's get some more of these going in on here. Hey Bolt, how you doing? Here's the Mox you were thinking of. Grim Monolith is pretty goddamn sweet. Bitter Blossom? Is that our win con? Is that the way we win? You see, you say Ophiomancer and Bitter Blossoms in the same pack? I don't get it. Sorry, I just one of these makes way better tokens. We're not that style of deck though. Grim Model is pretty sweet too. I like Bitter Blossom for giving us something to actually win a game with. Bolt's cool, but I'm not super, like, I'm not super on our red right now. Venser, opposite. Oh, that just opened up a nice point right here. Hmm. Opposition. That card could suck really bad, but, like, we have a couple cards already that make it very strong. Venser's also very good. Venser is a card that answers anything. Hey, Pokemon Captain. Venser is a card that just lets us answer any real problem. Hi, Nolan. Smokestack with Bitter Blossom. That is also a possibility. I feel like they're similar enough that I'm going to pick up the opposition and see if we can find more that works with it. Rishodon Port, Winter Orb. Oh, gosh. Oh, Winter Orb. Oh. Right, but what if? Tez is also looking okay. So Orb would make me want to have a few more mana artifact things going on, but I like it. Memory Jar is sweet. Workshop is not us, but it's pretty sweet. Welder is cool. I'm gonna try out the Orb. The Orb with our artifact mana should be fine. We just need a little bit more. Wandering Fumarole looks good. As that was Jite is a little hard for us to make use of. Pack Rat or Fumarole, I think, are our two picks here. Pack Rat would give us a way to do the beatdown. Hello, Omni. Yes, I'm aware of like what the text of Winter Orb is. There's a reason I picked the two cards in succession. Repeal? Yeah, so Winter Orb, again, is as long as it's untapped. And this does not say opponents. So we can just leave one leftover thing to tap the orb and then fully untap like a true stasis jerk. Rakdos return? It's looking more and more possible. FTK is also looking real here too. It's not Fire Blast. How much removal do I have of the Mo? Very little. I'm actually looking to put things off the board. I have very little to do so. Let me go ahead and pick up this FTK. Sure. Yeah, A+. Wood Rampant and Bargain again. That seems sweet. Baral, it's fine. I don't really care about the sword. I might care about the port. Port with orb is quite good. Okay. So what do we want right now? I want some more creatures. What's the deck shaping up to be? The main combo the deck has is Opposition and Winter Orb. We also need Signets to make this deck function a lot more. So we need some mana things. Worn Power Stone could get the job done. That's Yawgmoth up there. Sword and Orb looks cool as long as we have the creatures for it, and that's something we need to work on in this upcoming pack here. Because right now, I don't believe we have enough creatures for the Sword combo. Blood Crypt and Creeping Tar Pit both are here. I think I would pick Creeping Tar Pit over Blood Crypt. Riftwing Cloudscape. I don't like much else in here other than maybe the Worn Power Stone. And even that's not huge, because we don't have a lot we're going up into. Exarch does not work with Orb. Untap target permanent you control, comma, tap target permanent and opponent controls. No, there is no combo there. Pestermite works the way you want it to, but not Exarch. Exarch is weird. Because it was part of a cycle that did a thing, like two different things. And they were supposed to be like equivalent. Yes, please. Yeah, I'll take. I passed up Rakdos Return, but I'll take Mind Twist and a deck that has some ramp style effects in black. Cool. Tinker's not bad. We don't have a lot of things to throw away to it is the problem. Like we do have a top end for it, and I'm just gonna throw all these on. And drain into twist. This is a Mind Twist pick here. I don't see it as anything else. If, like, thing with Tinker, Soul Clamp would be really nice here with Bitter Blossom. Tinker, I don't think I like because we don't have enough stuff to sack. We do have the Inkwell Leviathan for it, but just like I don't have enough junk for it. Snaps is also cool. Want that Mind Twist? Treachery? Hey. Treachery. Huh. Treachery, Dismember, Worm Coil, Anime Dead, Wishclaw. Treachery's pretty goddamn good as removal goes. AKA, it's removal that, sticks. That's free, and you get it. It's not just a kill spell. Treachery is generally not in Vintage Cube. In Vintage Cube, it's not the best card because creatures aren't the best things. But in like most cubes, I think of Treachery as the absolute strongest possible pick one, pack one. Because like you want to be in blue, and it's a card that costs literally nothing. Sometimes less than nothing. Worm Coil for a life gain card is a real want. Hopefully we find something like that. Any Steam Vents. Hey, Watery Grave. Phantasmal Image. Bob doesn't quite look our... maybe on the table, Bob looks our speed. Picking up a Steam Vents would give us another piece of red fixing. Picking up the Watery Grave would give us the main deck piece of fixing. That Marsh Flats can only grab Swamp. We grab the Blood Crypt, that would also be a choice. I think it's between the lands. It depends on what we're actually doing. Like, how red are we? And the answer is, like, I probably still am including a couple red cards in here. So including the Steam Vents doesn't hurt that much. Especially because the Mox Jet and the Signet are both black fixing. So adding a little bit more red fixing won't hurt. Liliana, that's Majesty, Impulse, Braid, Buried Alive, Sower. Couple odds and ends. Maybe I just want that Impulse. We are a deck that sort of relies on finding a couple key cards. Bitter Blossom looks very, very key to a lot of our plans. Opposition looks like it could be pretty poor in a lot of circumstances in this deck without it. It's like that or Hangerback are the two cards it kind of functions with. So yeah, let's get that. This Majesty is the zombie token one. Creature from Grave. That's actually not too bad either. Some sort of recurring threat like that actually might be kind of nice. I don't have anything like that. That's a plus for a token. Now that I'm looking at it, I actually like the Liliana a little better. This is the 5 Liliana. Let's try that. Because we can get that down on like 3 or 4. That's really, really strong. Your Storm doesn't look our speed. Go for the Throat because we don't have any effect like that. Might be our speed. Bolus's Citadel is also an option. Lava Claw reaches if I want a little bit more red fixing. I don't think I have any... yeah, I don't think I have any go for the Throat style effects other than, like, Terminate. Bolus's Citadel... we don't have life gain, and we already have a bargain. You could go for the throat so we have an effect like this on our deck. Ball Rit, O-Stone. Yeah, O-Stone or literal ass shatter. We don't have any shatter effects, so maybe that's actually better. We don't have any board wipe effects either, so... Okay. Okay. I do love me some Fallen freaking Shinobi. We don't have a lot of creatures that work well with it. But this card is a buster and a half. Again, I don't think Copter ever turns on. Like, I'm starting, like, this is... The problem with the deck is it's at 8 creatures, and I think 3 or 4 of them aren't even in the main deck. Like, we aren't playing Baral, we're probably not playing the Inkwell. I don't know if I want to main deck that. Like, there's so many things right now that are not even creatures in our deck. Reforming Cloudscape seems fine. Deceiver Exarch seems fine. Yawgmoth's absolutely not the pick here. Again, like, unless we control Bitter Blossom, the card sucks. Siege Gang for the opposition. I don't think we can swing double red. Fire Ice. We can swing. Holy shit, Skull Clamp. I'm gonna pick up the Skull Clamp here. It's tutorable by the Trinket Mage. That changes the math on it a lot. Fire Ice is cool, but Fire Ice is just like a nice, strong filler card for your deck that is filler, you know? Sure. I don't really care. Oh, we're 3 colors. I don't really want to pick up the Mutavault. Like, we are a 3-color deck that's trying to cast a card that's black, 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 blue, red. Wishclaw for finding Bitter Blossoms. We don't have any way to kill the Wishclaw. Bob. I'll pick a Bob. We'll see. We're a deck that spends a lot too much life, but we don't have a pretty low-ass curve. Young PZ better. Again, I don't, like... I think you overestimate our ability to play red cards by, like, that or... See, like, we're playing 2 red sources this... and, like, maybe a basic mountain. Which means Young Pyromancer is probably coming down on, like, turn 4 or 5 at best. The other part of that is if you take a look at the spells in our deck, it's a lot of cards we don't have timing over. And that's just, I don't know, like, you know, it doesn't work with our, it's not prowess, it's instant or sorcery, so a lot of these artifacts don't work well with it. So yeah, I'm not a fan. Like, if we had picked up Young Pyromancer in Pack 2, and we could have had more time to turn this deck red, and I guess if we had the Skull Clamp at that point, that would have been sweet. Oh yeah, it's I always do League. Put the sword there as well. So this I don't think is worth it. Pull these out, and let's get a deck and call out. I think what I actually want to do is just play the Bolus because it's easy. Like, I cut out the Flame Tongue Cavo, I cut out the Terminate. Like, the Terminate's fine to cut out because we do have a go for the throat. If we need to kill... If we literally can't go for the throat, something, sure. Do we have a way to sack our own hanger? Oh, get Baral out of here. Baral doesn't do anything for us. Like, instant sorceries cost one less. Oh, yes, please. Come on. Make these cost one less. Like, I guess our Mind Twist is a little better, but... I don't know. I don't think Baral fits very well in this deck, because there's only, like, I think 3 instants and sorceries it affects. Let me actually do a check. Go for the throat to 1. Expels. That's the end of the list. This is the... Oh, this is the other part of, Young Pyromancer, I guess. This is our instant sorcery setup. We're a lot on, like, artifacts and enchantments instead. We want to cut out 4 more cards. It's a good question if Winter Orb is worth it in here. It's also a good question if I want so much life payment in, like, Confidant, Bitter Blossom, Yawgmoth's Bargain. Sword's good, but, like... What's the situation where we benefit from Winter Orb? Oh, Nick Themeron, that was not me saying cut Blossom. There is no universe where Bitter Blossom gets cut from this deck. It's actually impossible. The idea there was more talking about if we can swing, like, Confidant in a deck like this, where it has 5s and 6s, and we're already paying life to a number of other things. How are we winning a game? What is the way we are winning a game of Magic with this deck? Like, Pack Rat? Pile of tokens? Bolus alt? This is Feast and Famine. Discard and untap. This is Body and Mind is the Bill Sword. I like Liliana in here. I don't think I like Fallen Shinobi in here. I don't think we have enough creatures to get through with Fallen Shinobi. Still looking at that Winter Orb. How much I actually want to include that. We didn't get any more signets. Our mana rocks are only Mox Jet and Rakdos Signet. Those are the 2 we've got. Nick Themeron, the entire point of me including Liliana is to try to make opposition literally playable. Because let me tell you, if we don't draw Bitter Blossom, this card is blank cardboard, digital cardboard. But with Liliana, it is sort of the same. We can use the opposition in that way. The only other, like, basically there's only 3 cards that work with opposition. It's Bitter Blossom, Liliana, and Pack Rat, sort of. Other than that, opposition is actually quite bad in our deck. Like, ludicrously bad. Yeah. And you're back, sort of, but we don't have a way to set up, like, finish it off. I don't think we have the artifact mana for the orb. I picked it up hoping we would find maybe another blue signet. And we did have a choice at a Worn Power Stone afterwards, but Worn Power Stone doesn't even really fit what I think this deck's about. So I think I'm going to go with that. Let's pull these in. We'll keep the port out because, again, our colors are a little hefty. Port would be a lot better, of course, if we have the Winter Orb in anyway. Add our basics, and I want a pretty even split. And we could go one deeper on Swamp. Do we even run the mountain? We're only running the Bolus. That might be better as a Swamp. We still would have 3 sources for Bolus, and that would still probably be fine. Well, the thing is, like, we have triple black, right? And, like, a lot of early ones. Let's cut that, add in one more swamp. That'll put us at an even split on swamps, 2 islands, and then these 2 versus Mox, Jet, and Rakdos Signet. Because, like, this is a, you know, these are non-black sources, and these are non-blue sources. So that leaves us with 10 black sources, 10 blue sources. Yeah. We can tutor for, and then this is our Trinket Mage package. Hold on. Damn. Trinket Mage looking really sweet here. The Skull Clamp helps that ability way high. I'm pretty happy about that. Pretty happy about this deck. Feel like I wish we had maybe one more opposition card. Like one more token generator. No, I would not be cutting Narset. No way. Absolutely not. That card's way too powerful to want to cut. Ophiumancer's okay with opposition, but it's not like a super opposition enabler like a Bitter Blossom is. Alright, Edward. Ah, hey, how you like unkeepable 7s? This one's so close to keepable, but is not, so. Yeah, okay, bud. Wow, these are hands, let me tell you what. Alright, Pack Rat, and that's it. That's what we got. Let's get rid of the double blue cards. Tasker's castable if we discard enough cards. Alright, let's hope that Pack Rat can beat whatever our opponent is doing. Because nothing else we're doing is real. Hey, I've got bad news. Our opponent's starting a few miles ahead of us. 3 color, okay. What? Excuse me? Oh dear. Alright. I was not expecting this. I was expecting a Gideon on 4 or something like on 4 mana. Hangerback Walker revealed, sure. Yeah, everything's got to attack. They'll be attacking me for 10 next turn? It's a lot of nuts. Then I'm gonna repeal. Yeah, these could be off color, I don't know. Okay, our opponent's mono red, but faking it. Got it. Got it. Yes, this is attacking us for 10? 9? Mono red splash for Geddon or Ballant or something like that. I wonder if they have a blue splash. Oof. Let's see some more cards. Splash Time Walker Ancestral. That makes sense. Uh-huh. Yep. For the life of me, we just cannot land on that. Okay, so let's block here. Incinerate targeting my face. I'm dead. Because even if I bounce Goblin Guide, I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, we're gone. There's no point in continuing that. Let's take a look at what we can do that looks like a sideboard. Perhaps some of these. Yeah, so mono red is the I guess the gatekeeper of doing dumb bullshit in here. Okay, I think I really do want these small pieces. Maybe even the FTK. I don't feel like opposition is what we want to be doing in this matchup. Hoping for a keepable 7, indeed. That'd be nice. Let's go ahead and cut out... Tasker's cool, because if Tasker's online, that's a super blocker. Sword's pretty slow and doesn't give relevant protections. And... maybe the Freebooter? I don't know. Freebooter could be pretty bad here, honestly. Like, it could be fine, and like, you know, we steal a... I think Treachery's fine. I don't think Treachery's out. They have creatures. Like, we can get to Treachery on turn 3, that's removal. Oh yeah. This is also removal. I don't know how I feel about Bolus out. That doesn't sound right. Bolus is a way for us to, like, make sure that, like, we get to a late game or, like, win a late game. I'm gonna cut out one of each basic for 2 mountains. So that we have the mana to Firebolt. That means we're a little awkward on Bolus, but not too awkward. The only thing else I could see is maybe Baral as a useful blocker. Maybe O-Stone as a way to clean out things. Bob's gonna die in combat. Bob is a piker that trades for Goblin Guide. I want that O-Stone. I feel like that's fine. I mean, that's just okay. Is Counterspell good on all the cards the same? When we're on 3 life and they play Lightning Bolt, ask that question again. Sweet. Alright, they kept a 7. Blossom's gonna be awkward if they are how full burn they are. It's gonna be guide attack. Suspend a Rift Bolt? What do we got going on here? You got it, boss. So alright, and then Eidolon or something like that. Oh no, just play the 2-1 that's really garbage against Bitter Blossom. Sweet. This is probably a good Narset turn. Okay, this might not be a Narset turn. If I Creeping Tar Pit and just play Pack Rat, next turn I could play Island Mind Twist for 3, which would probably be their whole hand at that point. I like that a little better. The Pack Rat Lightning Bolt, like is a Lightning Rod for removal here, and the Narset's sort of our refill. They get 1 turn of cards, so they probably can't play 7. The best they could do would be like, God, if they had like Moxen, maybe they could empty their hand. But like, I want them to play 2 spells and go to 4 cards in hand here. I want them to play like a 2-drop and a 3-drop. Or sorry, a 2-drop and a 1-drop. Sure, there's a Braid, that's the Lightning Bolt, or the Lightning Rod I wanted. And Relic is, I guess, a cycle on... Oh, they're expecting we're Reanimator of some sort. Yeah, sure, whatever. That's a mulligan that lets them redraw after our Mind Twist eats them for breakfast. Sure, that's fine. Hilarious on that Inquisition, but, you know, not happening. They decided in a Relic because we look like a Reanimator deck. Girl Mogs, Hazaret, Mountain. Wow. Okay, 2 cards in hand. Hopefully they pop the Relic and then don't play everything from their hand. Zergo with Dash? Sure. Wait! Start going with dash. Oh, get out. I got the answer to your garbage right here. Dash this. Okay, light up the stage. I gave them... Monastery mentor, huh? You got it, boss. And then dash. Indeed, we did find the splash. Let's go ahead and play Narset. Spell Pierce here. Your hand's gonna be empty. Spell Pierce doesn't counter a ton, though. Maybe we just want that repeal. Alright, then they crack the Relic, which does let them draw because they didn't draw this turn. If they cracked the Relic on their turn, they would not get the draw. Narset would not glow, though. Alright, 2 cards in hand. And a Monastery Mentor. They didn't draw the white. That's the only way I think they were getting out of this. We're on 15. Bitter Blossom was going to kill them pretty quick. Alright. Their start was very slow comparatively, so we kind of got out of there. And Mind Twist got rid of their big endgame threat, which was going to be that that Hazaret trying to kill us, which would have worked out pretty well, honestly. Hazaret's indestructible. Our way to kill Hazaret is don't let it resolve or treachery it. Brawl looks like it could be pretty good as a blocker, like just as a 1/3. What's bad here? I think that's the actual question, is what's bad here? What do we not want? Like, all of our low-end interaction seems really powerful. I'm fine with Confidant, because Confidant's going to be dying very quickly in a combat, or it's again, a Lightning Rod. We have a couple Lightning Rods. Spell Pierce is good in this. Like, I don't think I want to cut out Spell Pierce, because Spell Pierce can cut off some of the most powerful cards in their deck that we don't have ways to deal with. Like, Repeal might be, actually. Repeal might be a better choice to cut out, but Repeal's one of the... Trigger Mage, nah, Trigger Mage is a body that ramps us. And, like, a 2/2 body trades pretty nicely. Cut out Repeal. Put in Baral. That's just another body. And, like, maybe we get some looting off of a counterspell and Mana Drain. But yeah, the reason I like Spell Pierce is that they have a couple cards that we have very little way of dealing with, like Burning Rage. That Spell Pierce will generally counter, no matter what. So, alright, let's go ahead and submit. Let's see. This is going to be tough. They're on the play. That's going to be a really hard one for us. This looks like a super good hand. So the thing that makes this hand really powerful is the Skull Clamp with a Lightning Rod. And hopefully that Signet won't get blown up. And if we can get in Bolus on 4, that might be able to cover things up. Especially, okay, if they're just going to Relic. They don't know this card is useless. Like, they're playing Relic because like, they think we're some sort of like weird Reanimator shenanigans, but we're just not. So... Okay. That's an annoyance. So this is their Rebel Master. Yep. I don't like that at all. Rebel Master's 2... Rebelmaster's too much. Wow, that's the worst land draw. Because that does not get us to Bolus. Might want to play the Pack Rat. Again, the Lightning Rod for removal here might just be... God, we're taking 6 next turn. Really wish we had... Rat's not going to do anything. Rat's just going to eat a piece of removal. That's the reason I don't think I like it. We don't need a Lightning Rod right now. If I could Treachery that Rabblemaster, I would feel very good. Alright, their follow-up's going to be another pasted. Okay, yeah. That's fine. That, I guess that would have happened regardless of which card I played, huh? Makes things a lot worse, though. I think I'm just dead here. I'm taking 6 next turn. The Rat's gonna get blown up. They're probably gonna pop that Relic here. I would. Unless they're holding a Burn Spell. Yeah, they're already holding Burn Spell. I think this... So we're taking 6, 7, 8, 9... plus Hazaret. That's lethal. Yeah. So even if they didn't blow up our Signet, we still weren't getting anything down. That's Mono Red for you. Mono Red is very good at punishing a lot of the decks in the cube, because a lot of the decks in Vintage Cube don't operate on the normal Magic scale. Usually you're not playing a normal Magic, so... Damn it, Firebolt in your deck does not put it in your hand. Yeah, sadly. We had, we had the answers for that sort of thing as best we could, but we are the squished cube. Let's move it around too. Let's see how this operates on a different axis. But yeah, the mono red deck is always out there. It's always powerful, and it's always a deck that's going to be like something that can just run you over before you get your busted plan. Alright, let's go ahead and Doom Wake. Good name for the day. I like this hand. Probably Freebooter on 2. Let's roll from here. The reason I say Freebooter on 2 is because I always want to know what my opponent's doing. Like, I obviously love Confidant and want to draw cards as quick as possible, but Freebooter on 2, Sword 3, like, Sword, Equip, Confidant, Untap on 4 does more. Alright, they're on 7. Let's go ahead and just play the Starkslick Shores and pass. And then we get a Spirebluff Canal on 2, untapped. Alright, they're blue. That again tells me even more I want to play this Freebooter. Let's go ahead and get that rolling and see what's going on. Alright, give me your knowledge. Mind Twist, Brazen Borrower, Worn Power Stone, Mole Drifter, Spell Pierce, Porcelain Legionnaire. Oof. There's some power going on the other side of the table, I see. What do we want to grab? We're either grabbing the... I don't have black, so the twist is less... This isn't Esper. You play this for nothing. Like, that's just a body. If we take the Pierce... Could be okay. Thing is, they're probably going to tap out for that Porcelain Legionnaire next turn. And they don't get the Pierce up. That Brazen Borrower kicks our sword play in the ass. Oh, God. That sucks real bad. Like, basically any sword play we have is super bad now. Because they can just go ahead and bounce our attacker. It doesn't have protection. Um... Yeah. I should grab the Power Stone. That scares me on 3 the most. And then, yeah, I need to... There we go. That's everything. Oh, Petty Theft is in here. I was like, why are there so many cards? Fine. Alright, you get to know what's up on our end. Damn, that sucks. I don't want that. Okay. So we just play Bob into this. Everything is known. Are they gonna end step a borrower? Maybe get that Warm Power Stone back? Yeah, they're just gonna... Alright, bounce Bob. Sweet. So that makes my Sword of Feast and Famine a little more alive. Alright, black for Mind Twist. They can just Twisty for 2. And they have the Spell Pierce up. Now, let's get down some of our powerful 2s, is what this feels like. I still have the Brazen Borrower over there. I'm going to remove it from this list, though. Yeah, they basically get our hand. What do I want to do, then? Bob plus Pack Rat? Sounds pretty good. You might wonder, Jens, your deck has Bolus, why didn't you play the Swamp? Because that's the card they don't know. And I want to reserve some secret. I don't want them to know the full contents of our hand. Twist for 3. Cool. Alright, Bob. Tap out for that Mole Drifter, please. No, so the reason they didn't attack is because they don't want to race us. If they attack, they put us on 17 there, and then we'd have cracked back for like 4 or 5, depending on what Pack Rat does. Okay, so they can Spell Pierce the Mana Drain. Remember that. Just make sure we remember that fact. Evoke Mole Drifter, leave out Spell Pierce. So, that's fine. No problem. Drew a Swamp, 3 unknowns. We just know the Spell Pierce. Riftwing Cloudskate on the Suspend. I don't think the game's lasting that long. Alright, we have to, leave this giant pile of cards. What is this giant pile of cards over on that side? Alright, so let's take some more damage. 6 wins on the high. Nice. Good luck, Pokemon. Right, but what if? Uh-huh. Is Mandarin better as a rat? Not yet. Not like discarding it right now would be a fool's errand. That would be like asking me Wrath. I want to leave up the counterspell. You know, like what if we did that and then just go damnation, you lose, right? We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and our opponent's at 9. Next turn we just make a rat and then they lose, you know? So there's no reason we need to, like, hurry the rat out or push a little further. Yeah, alright. Okay, that went well. We played Open Magic, where everybody's hands are revealed, and we paid a billion life to win the game. What do we want against a deck like that? They're a deck that's going to be operating at instant speed a lot. Yeah, if they tap out and counterspell, we kill them. And if they don't tap out, then maybe we do just discard it and untap, you know, like that'd be fine. But we just don't do it mid-combat. Narset's going to be really good in this matchup. They have a lot of bounce. It's going to make that sword harder to use, but the Pro Black is more, like, reasonable too. Wish we could get that Shinobi a little bit more, but, like... Maybe that Shinobi's fine. Maybe that Shinobi's better than Sword of Feast and Famine. I guess they still get a bounce, but, like... Hope really sees the non-standard cube win like Triskaidekaphobia or near-death experience. There's not a lot of those in the cube. I don't really know what I want to move out here. I think everything's kind of... For one, like, we don't have a lot we bring in, and for two, like... Shrug, our deck's pretty powerful as it is. Let's rock. If we see more, maybe something will change. Doom Wake. Spell Piercing, yeah, that's really good. This one's awkward. We're on the draw. I like the Inquisition. Problem is we need double blue to operate, not just single blue, and that's what makes this really hard. 10 blue sources in the deck. That's 10 and 33. We have like 3 shots at it. We also need to draw Lance, but it's Mind Twist to do more than anything. This is risky business. Maybe we actually use that Mind Twist on 1 or 2. Yeah, we can do better with 6. I think the fact that these are both double blue really hurts the hand too much. Now this one is trying me here. Any land, which is 16 of 33, is Signet, and we're on. This is greedy. I'm going to try some greed here. I'm also, I think, Sword Bottom. We're shuffling. Okay. We're gonna Bob first. Counterspell. Alright. You got it, boss. Riffling Cloudscape on the suspend. Let's get a body on the board. I actually think I want my Skull Clamp here. Yeah. Four cards in hand. This is a Jace. Gonti Theft. Okay. That's fine. Okay, leaving up Spell Pierce seems pretty important here. Very specifically for like a big Planeswalker play, like a Jace or a Liliana, like what are Liliana, things like that. So I'd call that a powerful enough reason to Spell Pierce. You got your own Spell Pierce to Spell Pierce to Spell Pierce? They might. Okay. Porcelain Legionnaire, alright. No more attacking. Gonti gets in for that too. This cannot kill Porcelain Legionnaire, non-artifact. It's gonna be a bit tight because that Riffling Cloudskate's coming down.
Yeah, you got some Vintage Cube?
I got some Vintage Cube going on here. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. You playing? Is this Grexis Artifacts?
The black splash is only for, sorry, the red splash is only for bolas.
Oh, it's Bolus. Okay, traditional vintage Bolus. Gotcha.
Yeah, for the 5-mana bolas.
Mhm.
So let me.
The one that's triple black, red and blue.
Yes, triple X. Repealing our Trinket Mage is not going to happen because our opponent is going to play Riffling Cloudskate and bounce either the Skull Clamp or the Trinket Mage here. Let's see what of those happens. I don't think we do anything else here. The dumbest thing we could do would be like go for the throw to our own creature. Just as a draw to.
It's a draw to, and they do have artifacts and black creatures. I mean, you could hit the black
I
creature.
can hear the black creature and like the flyer that's coming out here.
It's not the worst plan of all time or anything. It's
casting Devour, right? You know.
Yeah.
All right, so
you know what? There's good reason to do that sometimes.
All right, here comes Riffling Cloudskate, which is going to bounce Skull Clamp.
Devour also has incidental life gain attached to it, though. So
Yeah. All right, what I actually am going to do, I'm going to go ahead and block the Porcelain Legionnaire, and then I'm going to bounce our Trinket Mage.
Sounds good. So I didn't see the draft at all. I was busy slaying demons.
As a lot of us are. That's sort of the day. So yeah, we have like a creature light blue-black deck. Opposition with like a Bitter Blossom is kind of the main set of powerful effects we have. And I don't think I want to... I was thinking about casting Go for the Throat before taking a hit here, but they might just play something on 5 here that we need to just hit with it instead. Ooh, now that I like.
Kitesell Freebooter. And there's battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. Ah, it's a Mesmeric Fiend, basically, right? Brain Maggot, whatever it's called. Why
Yep.
did you have that Mox in your hand for so long? I guess
they're waiting for... Okay, well, I think what this means is I need to leave double blue up.
I just feel like against blue-black, you would play it out because it's actually safer on the board than it is in your hand.
Yeah. Alright, so here's the deal. Their final card in hand is a Walkie Bee, and I just left Mana Drain in my hand.
So you're going to go ahead and
drain
all mana next turn? Let's go. See ya, idiot.
Come on in. Water's fine. Alright, and then the coolest part here...
They're just going to let you draw 2?
Yeah. I'm gonna go kill their flyer and draw 2. So, you know what? You might think, looking at our hand, like, wow, what the hell am I gonna do with 8 mana? That sucks.
You've got Trinket Mage in your hand, though.
I do have Trinket Mage in my hand. That only grabs a 1-cost card, so that's gonna be difficult to find something usable, right?
Oh, hi, Bolus.
Hi, Bolus. So let's add 8 mana to our mana pool. Let's Trinket Mage.
Do you have Everflowing Chalice in your deck?
Oh no, it's even better.
Okay, let's go. Let's see.
Let's go ahead and grab what's a 0 mana artifact our deck might contain?
Ooh, tasty, nice, powerful. I like it.
We can cast Nicobolus and Hangerback Walker. We can do both.
Disgusting. That was an extremely good mana drain.
So Bolus is here. What does Bolus want to do? Bolus probably wants to... get rid of the Porcelain Legionnaire.
You could also decide to go for the throat and take out the other guy.
I'm going to save go for the throat for the activated Creeping Tar Pit.
Also smart, yeah.
So we're only going to play this Hangingback Walker on 2.
So what? When it dies, you can go ahead and draw 4 cards off it.
Yeah. Then I can draw 4 cards off it, and then for now, I think we're good. They do have a card stolen from us. They have a Gonti card still, so we have to be wary of that. Okay, the final 2 mana we left up. Boom. And that is the concession.
That's understandable. Like, if they don't have any other ways to... You have Bolus out and a Hangerback Walker and Skull Clamp. You're about to go wild.
Yeah, like
every card in your deck.
Yeah, we're on draw 2 every turn. That was the best mana drain I have seen in years.
It was pretty good. Mana drain is often just counterspell, which is still good, but
right.
That was a real good.
They tapped out for their ballista, and then whoops. The thing I liked most about it is just, again, like drawing the bolus. It's like, well, wait a minute, can we just do all of this? Oh yeah, we can just do all of this. Didn't even get to mana burn for 15. I wonder what the expected value from Mana Drain generation is. Well, one thing that's kind of annoying about Mana Drain is that it has a little bit of a timing component. If you use it in mid-combat, you get the mana, like, next main phase, which puts it in main phase 2, making it, kind of, like, useless. or maybe not useless, but harder to get use out of because you already tapped double blue down. All right, hand's okay. Hand could be better. It's got a lot of mana. It's got a lot of draw.
Mono blue Narset has the 1 card per turn
Yes,
limit?
it is.
That's weird.
So this card is... God, did this get restricted in Vintage? Was that correct?
That would make sense because it's
the
harder to get rid of
wheels, exist.
yeah, it's harder to get rid of Narset there than it is to get rid of a, Spirit of the Labyrinth or whatever it's called that does the same effect.
Yeah, also, this is one-sided, so you can wheel if,
it's each opponent.
Yeah,
okay.
It's each opponent. So, whoops. Okay. Whoops. So let's see if they have a follow-up. No, they're just going to clue for a card.
It's also... I guess the fact that it only targets your opponent is part of why that's blue, because that is a white mechanic most of the time.
Yeah, the other card that has this text, there's one other card in the game that has the exact text this has. And it is Leovold, which is a green, black, blue legend.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Leovold is one of my favorite cards.
Leovold is the your opponent plays bad magic now card.
Yes. All right, we could have played Steam Vents there. Chose not to because it's likely on turn 3 is where you play, like in the white decks, 3 and 4 are some of the bigger threatening turns. Okay, they didn't play double white, so I was thinking like Silverblade Paladin would be one of those things where it's like we immediately just want to go for the throat it, and we can just play the Steam Vents later at no cost. All right, let's see if they even have a 3. A Signet.
2 Signets.
2 Signets. Okay, that tells me
that
they're going to be Walker Country is what's going to be going on here next. So I guess the question is if we want to get Narset down or try to... Because Trinket Mage can grab us a Mox Jet. So Trinket Mage can just, like, fetch a land. Those are 3 targets, by the way. Skull Clamp, Mox, and the Hangerback. I think it's safest to play the Narset because it might shut off some of their stronger plays, right? Like, what if they go ahead and, like, try to do some sort of card draw to refill this 3-card hand next?
Yeah, you can't protect Narset, but that doesn't matter too much. Thraben Inspector is a 1/2.
Right, and then, like... I think they're... I don't think they're... I think this is a mono-blue Signet. I think this is a mono-white Signet.
Probably, yeah. I mean, that's... Yeah, of course. Like, you take any Signet that's on color. Right. Absolutely.
So, let's go ahead and pass it to them, see what's next. Again, I figure, like, Planeswalker plays are going to be the next big thing, especially with the Signet plays. If it's just going to be Narset takes a hit here, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, she can still even activate if you want to. So.
Yes, yeah. We have the option if it... But, like, here, I'm guessing we're going to be seeing... Yep, big Planeswalker plays. That's exactly what I expected and kind of feared. We don't have good options for dealing with that in our deck.
Especially Sun's Champion.
Yeah, Sun's Champion...
Elspeth Sun's Champion is one of those cards that wins the game on its own if it's not answered.
Mm-hmm. I think best we can do right now is like Trinket Mage, Mox, hold up, go for the throat. I'd even want to just knock down Narset because...
I was about to be excited when I saw Tassiger and then I remembered that I was thinking of Silumgar.
Yeah.
Silumgar would have been great.
They have 3 islands. This blue is real. Like, that's not like, oh, that's not a splash. There's 4 blue sources on the other side of the table. Yeah, I'm gonna Trinket Mage.
Why would they be playing the Is It Signet if it wasn't real, basically, for 2 colorless? Like, that'd be kind of rough, really.
And because Narset's going to die, I think I just down Narset. We can't keep Narset alive.
Sure, that sounds right.
It sucks. Okay. Alright, now there's an out. Of course, it's visible. I just revealed this to them, so it's not as strong of an out. But, like...
Treachery is still a real solid card to have. It means they're scared to play creatures now, you know?
Yeah. But, luckily, they don't have to.
That's the,
What if they play opposition on us, you know? What if that's their blue? They've got to have it somewhere. Alright, here's again, Planeswalkers, like a Gideon or a... Again, this just seems like what they're doing when they're playing Thraben Inspector and a bunch of ramp is Planeswalkers the deck.
Ah, they're doing you one better.
The hell's the best creature in my deck is Tasigur.
So what are they going to pick up? Dark Disruption guy?
Dark Confidant? Yeah, look at my hand. What are my creatures? I only have like 6 of them. Hey, the Fat Swordsman, thank you very much for the sub. Yeah, like, Resolves, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what the hell's that grab? And they're probably like, oh, wow, okay. Yeah, they're having a similar reaction now, which is like, do I just pick up the, like you said, the Kitesail Freebooter?
I have a feeling that you two actually have very similar decks, but you're playing black and they're playing white.
Yes. We actually had a chance early to pick white as our secondary. There was a Gideon. Yeah, because like our best creature is Hangerback. What, you get bribery that and it dies? Like, you know, it's just nothing.
Yeah, it's onto the battlefield. It's not into your hand. That card would actually be better if it was into your hand. Which, yeah, Kitesail Freebooter. There we go. That's what I thought. So what are they going to target? They go for the throat? Opposition?
I guess. I don't even think we... So it sucks.
The treachery you just pulled out?
They get to know our full hand here.
Yeah.
We should probably... Yeah,
Might actually be the sword.
I'm just going to kill it. They'll get to see the hand, but they don't get to exile anything. But now they know our hand. Sucks. The reason by the way, the reason I'm like fine casting that is I kind of want to get to a point where I like cast opposition or like the Screaming Tar Pit is our answer to Elspeth. So that's gotta be what we do. The problem is like time. Oh boy. How do I do anything else in the meantime?
Put sword down, put it on your Creeping Tar Pit.
I would untap everything. They have 1 card in hand.
It would untap everything, including Creeping Tar Pit, technically speaking, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So it gives it vigilance. Neat.
And treachery for a token? I don't think...
It also untaps your lands, so it's not a bad option.
Yeah, I don't think there's much we actually can do here. We need to kill that Elspeth, though. And we need to not die. Can I play the sword and play Tasigur in the same turn? Yes. So I think that's going to be the line. So Tasigur is here to try to get them to just, like, minus. Then Sword, obviously, is here so that we get them to,
Nah, if there was Counterspell, they would have done it on the sword, because it's probably your best out.
I think they would have hit the sword there, especially, like, knowing the hand. Okay, so they actually do have a red splash. Alright, and then this is like a Sphinx's Rev for 5.
Oh!
Straight dead.
I mean, you can...
God, if I could untap! Oh!
Yeah.
I'm gonna let them attack. I was...
They played Elish Norn. They get to do the attack, sure.
Yeah. Because, like, if that didn't kill... like we treachery and the game's over.
Yeah, I think they
knew that. They clearly
they
are.
knew that
You know,
you tapped out, and they knew all of your hand aside from the last card you drew. So, there was like the only card that would have got you out of that would have been Pact of Negation, I guess.
yeah, like off the top. All right, so we need to. What do we want to change? Winter quite bad here. They have a lot of artifact mana. O-Stone answers their walkers and their go wide. Firebolt can hit anything. It's just 2 damage to target. No, Firebolt is not worth it when they're playing Planeswalkers that have 5 toughness and are coming down super late. Like, it doesn't kill anything. I
suppose a decent way to have that go well is your opponent doesn't draw both signets and have Elspeth in their hand.
Right, and we just need an answer to something like that where we're like,
yeah,
I want the O-Stone in. That's
I think the O-Stone's your best option, yeah.
Should I take this Tasker out?
I want to say Edric is one of the most commonly taken cards in the cubes that I've seen you done that you almost never play.
So my favorite, there's only really one deck where Edric fits in.
Yeah.
And it's the deck that's like 15 Llanowar Elves. Right? Like,
yeah.
Where you have where it's like you're ramping, and then finally you're like, wait a minute, hold on. Edric attack for 6? And they're like, wait a minute, hold on. No, absolutely not. Boarding again against an opponent with bribery, I'm not boarding in a card that they steal and win the game off of.
Yeah, because bribery, while it's in the library, can hit something with Shroud, because Shroud only matters if it's on the battlefield.
Yep. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep this.
Got Spell Pierce.
Yeah, and turn 2 Pack Rat, which is actually like game threateningly quick, right? Like
turn 2 Pack Rat, which was an acceptable reason to get a refund on DGL.
Indeed. Suspended Ancestral Visions. Okay, cool.
Spell Pierce would you Spell Pierce a Signet?
Yes, but I want the Pack Rat down first.
Okay, yeah,
mostly because I'm still able to Spell Pierce the like Elspeth on 6 anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, my thing here is that until Pack Rat gets answered, this is all I'm doing.
It's just, putting down more rats. We're rats. We're the rats. We pray all night. We stalk all night. We're the rats. You don't got a giant boss rat that makes all the rules, though.
No.
They're all the same rat.
This is the rat, and then there's going to be a couple other rats that are the exact same rat. Caracas, all right. And there's that Signet we talked about.
Caracas is specifically legendary creature, right?
Legendary creature, yeah.
Does not target walkers unless it was Gideon.
Yes, which is funny.
Or also one, what's his name? One Sarkhan as well, I think.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to tap out for a rat right here. You know, like for 1 extra damage, specifically because we're holding the Spell Pierce.
Also, you can just rat up at end step, right? So it's not a big deal. It's not a tap, right? It's just a discard. Ooh, Mind Twist. Spooky. I don't know if it's something you'd be going for here because they didn't show a counter last game at all. Resto. That's gonna bounce your token one, right?
So it targets their own creature. Yeah, you control. Yeah.
They're just playing a blocker.
However, you can't Spell Pierce that non-creature.
However,
now Mind Twist for 3 is active.
Yeah. And that's just their entire hand. They're going to be redrawing 3 cards in 2 more turns, but...
Yeah, I could also make another rat and, like, just roll with it, but getting rid of their entire hand seems really goddamn strong. And like if I draw a black source, Bolus is live, and we just move from there. So they're gonna redraw, but yeah. So they left the real rat for good reason. You know, we've shown them we have things to do with cards in our grave. That could have been a Tassiger. Their hand was Wear Tear, Snapcaster, Counterspell. Okay.
Oh, they did have a counterspell. Okay. Interesting.
Alright, so one more turn until Ancestral Visions. They are on the... So this is the turn I want to draw a black source right now. We want to draw a swamp straight.
That sounds like a pretty good turn right before Ancestral Visions.
That does sound like a really good turn right before Ancestral Visions.
Narset seems pretty good in this situation. She's dead, but you still... Because Ancestral Vision goes off on upkeep, right?
So, they're going to draw one card.
Yep. They're going to get fuck all from the... They set up 3 turns ago. You thought you had Ancestral Recall? No, what you have is... Bupkis. It's nothing.
Yep, here you go. So you can draw your card, and that's your card for turns. This was blank.
Yep,
we counterspelled.
Yeah, you just played a 3-mana counterspell, is what that was.
Yeah.
That also drew you a card. So yes. It's you got 1 cheaper Cryptic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the thing
and they drew a land.
The thing that's cool about it, I am going to burn out the Narset here because they can just kill it. There's no way of us stopping it with this current hand.
Mm-hmm.
But Mox.
Oh, good point. Also, Counterpropper or Sword.
All those are fine. I think I'm just going to take Counterpropper.
Tragic that 2 of the top 4 are swamps, but they're going to be the 3rd and 4th anyway, so
yes.
No problem.
And from here, we're just going to be making rats and or countering relevant cards. That's the rest of this game. Like, we're going to start throwing, like... I might keep Bolus around for reasons of, like, castability, but, like, I don't care about, like, O-Stone and such when they're not resolving cards on that caliber. I like a land here. It is a land.
Yeah, it's a slow land, but it is a land.
I'm only going to attack for 4. I'm not going to overcommit because I want to hold up Counterspell proper. We're going to play it safe as we can against an opponent who, you know, still has some resources. We've been very good at limiting them. We've gotten 2... We got a 3 for 1 and then a very good Counterspell that stopped a 1 for 3 in their favor. That's fine. You can have a pre-art hand. I'm not going to stop that. Let's go ahead and see what sort of preordain it is.
They're in the tank on this.
2 top. Okay, Wall of Omens is again just a timed thing. I'm not willing to counterspell that. But they kept both cards, so they drew Wall of Omens and then they just drew into whatever they kept on top. So
the last card was what they actually wanted to draw.
Mm-hmm. But I think the game's over from here. Like, the fact that we're going to have double counter up is going to be very, very hard for them to break through whatever our final, like, because they have one turn left, right?
Mm-hmm.
A land?
And it's Flicker Wisp, so they could pick up, yeah, okay, I get it. So they pick up Resto Angel, which could pick
Or
up...
kill a pack rat token.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, that too.
Believe we do need to counter that.
Red, white, Resto Angel, Flicker Wisp, blue. There might be Kiki combo as well in the like in the backup.
Yeah.
Because they are playing real red, it turns out. They've got 2 duels in there.
Okay, we do have, like, Spell Pierce here to answer, you know, big Walker. We can answer, like, an Elspeth play, but that's about it. Yeah, the red is definitely real here, and there's a lot of it. This is too much for me to think it's just, like, fire from Fire Ice.
Yeah, that if they're playing 2 separate duels they picked up, it's probably real, in addition to the Is It Signet, which they could have also just played for the blue.
Okay. So we can untap with Bolus, alright, Wasteland, and do they
They're
just...
gonna use that to kill...
No, they just have Elish Norn here. No, Karn.
No,
Whoops.
that's Spell Pierceable Target.
God, I was so scared that was just Elish Norn. That's a concession from them, right? Like, that can't be anything but... No, alright. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I was gonna say, like, that's a very, very, like, certain victory for our position. Okay, our counters did exactly what they needed to do. Like, they are super heavy on these top-end walkers, but they also have some pretty real flying threats.
Yeah.
So worth...
Resto Angel and Flicker Wisp are both 3 power flyers, so that's kind of a little scary.
Makes the treachery feel better when there's some sort of target like that. Declad the Rat Plan 1.
Resto in particular is a great target for the treachery, really. You actually have, like, you know, it's good.
I can't believe that Narset counterspell. Alright, let's, I don't see much else I would want in... Oh god, maybe... Willing to bargain? Do we even get to bargain? Nah, let's roll it. Let's find Bitter Blossom on 2. That should make things a lot more awkward. This looks a little awkward, but I'm okay with it. I like the Narset here. We're on the draw, so third land is pretty certain, and we have action without it. I like the Riftwind Cloudscape a lot. That's the reason I like this hand. Okay.
And there's a third land. Nice.
Not like to pay
All colors, too. You need 3 black, technically, but you have everything else, I think?
Okay, Wall of Omens, which is a good card to have when you are cycling a Resto Angel, you know?
Yeah. It's just some incidental value.
Yep.
Play Restoration Angel and it draws you a card and it feels really
look.
good. All right.
And they're going to draw a card like this.
They're actually hitting the ground running a little bit. Not like super aggressive, but probably about as aggressive as their deck gets.
Yeah, like the... Okay, well that means I probably just land the Skull Clamp, leave up counterspell. That is pretty aggressive out of them.
If they land Restoration Angel here too, that would be a lot.
Yeah. Playing Narset here would be okay, but I don't feel like it does too much when it's just going to minus and die. So we just take 3. They're going to make their land drop post.
Land tax. That is probably not going to be relevant because they were. I mean, it might be, I guess, but it's very incidental. That doesn't do much, right? It's not acceleration.
Well, also, like, they played their 4th land.
The card. Yeah.
Like, what is that going to do? Okay, I like knowledge here. Thank you very much. I want to know what we're fighting against. I know it sucks because I have to drop counterspell, but I want to know what we're fighting against. We get Riffering Cloudscape next turn, which will be nice. Okay.
Miscal.
Alright, I don't get to know. Pay 2? No, thank you. And
you might have done that because you tapped out counterspell. Because they know you have it. You just you put in your grave at least last game. So.
Alright, so we get Riffling Cloudscape. That'll be fine. I don't even know we're bouncing with that. Like, they don't have anything I care about right now. And, like, bouncing either of these is a draw card for them.
Yeah, so... I guess a land?
Yeah, probably bounce Tundra.
7 back one? The land tax isn't going to do anything, so yeah, it's just target land. Have to replay it, bud. That's all. You have land tax in the board, and you're already ahead of on lands, so...
Okay, so we could resolve... We could just put Skull Clamp on Riffling and hold it back. Or we could... And we can leave up Counterspell still?
Yeah, that sounds good. That's... You can beat the Flicker Wisp in a fight. You'll draw 2 cards if you do. You can counter anything that they want to play.
Yeah, I like this. And then maybe they unstep a Resto. Okay, they have so many cards in hand right now. There's that Tundra. Ancestral Vision, that's... Whatever, we have the counterspell for that.
So just when it's 1 turn left, you just go ahead. Nice move, idiot. Alright, so you can play that still. They keep on playing their lands.
Yeah. We can play Hangerback on 1 and start sort of like building a threat.
Yeah, because what's the cost on actually putting on a
one tap?
1 tap, okay. Yeah. You're not under any time pressure, so go for it.
Yeah. Like, they need to be putting some sort of, like, they need some sort of pressure on us, right? Like, I know they've got the Ancestral Vision, it's like, oh, well, I'll resolve that and draw 3, but, like, we know that we're going to be fighting them to not do that. 6 lands. We also have Opposition, which... Oh...
Technically speaking, Hangerback Walker does not have Outlast. Outlast you could only do as a sorcery.
Opposition plus Pack Rat, huh?
That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
But at the same time, can you actually fit that in?
I think I can just play the Pack Rat right now.
Yeah, and you could still leave up Counterspell if you do that, so sounds good. And also, you could leave up Counterspell, take up Hangerback Walker, and play Pack Rat. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Alright, so we're 3 turns, 2 turns. I want to draw another blue source so that I can play Narset with Counterspell back up on the turn where, you know, Ancestral Visions is trying to come down. Strip Mine! Cut off our red.
Okay.
Yeah, cut off our red. I'll go ahead and flip that. Thank you very much.
It's just like, it feels really weird when you have land tax on board still. You know?
Right?
That was a 1-mana do-nothing enchantment, let me tell you. Oh.
Ah!
It worked, though.
Yeah,
so...
right, we got... obliterated, that's fine.
Destroy. died.
I wouldn't have cast it anyway. Like,
Yeah.
cast it into, like, this, like, pile of mana, like, tap out my counterspell. That's where they untap an Elish Norn and we lose or something like that. So I don't want any of that. Let's just leave it to them.
At the end of turn, you could take up Hangerbach Walker and play a new pack rat.
Yeah, maybe discard that sword.
You know, Sword on Rippling Cloudscape without the Skull Clamp is also a threat that gets through.
Yeah.
They could very well be keeping Resto in hand, though, so it's not safe.
Pitch Bolus over the sword. Yeah, the sword, like, Bolus I don't think I'm casting in almost any circumstance. Oh, no. No, I am. There's a tap out for Elish Norn circumstance. Now, here's their, like, I tapped out, so they're going to Sphinx's Rev.
Yep, Sphinx's Rev.
Cool.
They're waiting for an opportunity, which... Yeah, they have a lot of cards in hand, so just assume that they have whatever they need.
I don't even think I want to play Narset then.
I honestly, I agree with you. They're gonna have to discard at the end of turn anyway.
They're going to be at 11 cards in hand. What about opposition?
I was thinking that too. It's starting to seem pretty good, honestly.
Right, like, what if I opposition and on their upkeep start tapping down some of their lands? Let's try that out. You tapped out. Like, let's...
So did we, but the thing is that opposition helps a lot, because that you can activate that right now.
Yeah. You have a stop on opponent's upkeep. Alright, I'm gonna... try to tap them off blue. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Next turn we get to play Bob Counterspell. Okay, so there's them floating. All the mana in the world. I'm just gonna F6.
If at any point you feel like Bob is hurting you too much, you can just move Skull Clamp over to him and just cast him in for the next immediate 2.
Okay, so they're at 10 cards in hand. They have 4 blue floating. If they drew Cryptic, that's really good. You know, bounce the opposition or whatnot.
So what is the worst thing for Dark Confidant to hit? Tassiger?
Tassiger, but we cut Tassiger because of bribery.
Oh, right.
So I think 5.
So
Bolus or Treachery. Or Liliana.
you already have Bolus, so it's just Treachery.
Yeah, and Liliana. We have a 3 cost, for a 5 cost Liliana that just makes 2/2 tokens, which is really good with the opposition, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they didn't use the floating. Excellent. So they get the Volcanic Island. They get effectively 1 spell this turn. Wear and Tear. Alright. Fine. They discard Seachrome Coast on another land, I'm sure. Hey, Treachery.
Well, now there's basically nothing harsh for Bob to hit, so
Yeah.
sounds good.
Just play Bob. God, I really want lands is the reason I want Bob in play. Because we just need to be making land drops to be able to... Like, they're at 7 cards in hand. It's probably like 2 lands and 5 super strong spells. So... do this before the Bob, pack rat activation or something like that. Okay, Dark Confidant, leave up Counterspell.
Looked away for a moment. Did they hit you with wear and tear?
They hit me with wear and tear, yeah.
Rough.
Blew up the Skull Clamp, blew up the, oh, I don't need that stop on your upkeep.
Opposition, yeah.
It was their whole turn, but, they also must have drawn it off of the draw 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't do it during the upkeep or whatnot. Like with the floating mana. Well, they didn't have the red, I suppose. They weren't going to wear. If they slam Elish Norn, do we let it resolve? I guess now we do.
They're really, really solidly keeping you off of land in their land tax deck that's playing land tax. All right, so the only thing they have to be concerned about is Spell Pierce, which they have enough mana for. So,
all right, I think they just slam Elish Norn here in main 2 and this game ends. Elspeth, can't counter that.
Oh, yep, okay.
Not super relevant.
That's the small Elspeth, who is extremely good, but
yeah,
will not just win a game by herself.
Our current problem is actually the Strip Mine Wasteland has actually kept us under lock and key this game.
No, the problem with why I keep bringing it up is the land tax rather than those.
I know, right? This card that is they played it when they had 3 lands and we had 3 lands and they played their 4th. Okay, Resto to draw a card because they don't want to let us like untap and have Counterspell up.
Does
sorry.
Flicker Wisp actually target permanents?
Yeah, Flicker Wisp can target another. Oh my god! Ooh, they can target my island. Now they also can target the copy pack rat. Okay.
They're hitting hanger back. Okay.
Yeah, hanger back to 0. There's a lot of targets there that made sense.
Yeah. Hangerback just dies immediately because of that.
I like them hitting our pack rat copy, but also okay. So let's take no damage to draw land.
Nice.
Okay. I guess we're just making a pack rat and passing.
You think now you get rid of Bolus?
Yeah. So we play this Treatment Tar Pit so that we have 5 next turn, and then I think we just pass it.
Yeah, 5 next turn, steal Resto probably, and then keep stuff up.
What gets us out of this? Pack rat gets us out of this. We still have Pack Rat in play. I'm not conceding a game where Pack Rat is in play. You kidding me?
Pack Rat is a card that the moment it reaches 4, it starts to become completely unreasonable. Yeah, okay, they're very Walker heavy.
Yeah, well, again, that's what I expected on the deck. When you're on like the okay, yep, target putting everything attacks Gideon. That's cool. I get it. Yep.
So next turn you actually do preemptively Pack Rat, so you can have 4 power down for each of them.
All right, first things first, Bob. Tapped, Spire, Bluff.
There's all of those lands you're looking for, but
this is the turn where they're forcing everybody to attack it.
That's not that bad, I think, because you play Swamp, you Treachery, steal the Resto, and then make another Pack Rat, and you just go in, pitch in with your many creatures, many of which are more powerful than they can block.
Yeah. So this is us lowering the shields. If they have a counterspell, we're down, but I think it's a necessary play.
So they're going to Snapcast out
from there. That's actually going to be me taking the concession here. we will lose on the crackback.
Gotcha.
So I felt like we could have obviously left up like Counterspell and just gone with one pack rat. But I feel like to win, we need to have stolen that Angel, like you said. So. Because if we steal that Angel, attack their Gideon down, and then like leave up Counterspell, next turn we might just be killing them with the power we've got.
Yeah.
So.
And otherwise they had a lot of outs. Like they had a lot of outs. They'd shown multiple outs over the course of that game. Otherwise, like Elesh Norn doesn't do it by itself because the pack rats would have been 2/2s. But
yep.
You know, it would have slowed things down significantly. She herself is an unbreakable wall in comparison. And I think if they played the Elesh Norn, then they would have been able to just swing in and kill you anyway. The Elspeth would just be able to wipe your pack rats.
Not only that, but like they could have like Gideon jumped, you know, like
yeah,
good old Gideon jump. All right, I'm gonna do this quick.